The water in the brook was calm, yet carrying quickly out to sea. The red and black mangrove trees swarmed with blue crabs trying to scuttle outside as our paddleboards passed them by. Our focus was solely on the approaching trees, but many overhanging branches arched 3 feet above the riverbed. The three of us ducked down on the boards to avoid clotheslining ourselves, and as we lifted our heads and tried to regain our footing, the trees parted to the sun blasting the surface of the water, blinding us as the wind from the ocean knocked us back to our knees. Once the glare wore away and our eyes adjusted to the glistening of the water, there was only one thing in sight that mattered, a massive green jungle item that sat a mile ahead. As our boards carried us closer to the shore, a blazing orange iguana shot its head above the waterline and ran across the surface as if it had been wanting to race us to the sandy opening before us. The iguana was long gone as our heads lazily meandered to the beach. Yet there were far more little creatures waiting for us. As we pulled our boards and packs up the shore, the three of us shook as we heard a purring and whimpering mixed with the scuttling of brushes. As we turned our heads to face the disturbance, we were met with at least 20 lightly colored raccoons, their arms outstretched as if they were expecting us to give them food, disposing their black, leech-like fingers and nails. Stunned, we huddled together to discuss what was happening in utter confusion. Another minute passed by as our tour guide finally caught up to us. Without speaking a word to us, he split a watermelon into 8 sections with a machete with the speed that suggested he'd done this 1,000 times over. In a move that shocked us even more, he knelt down and started handing out the sections of the watermelon to the raccoons as if it were nothing out of the ordinary. The creatures each reached straight up and grabbed the watermelon politely out of the guide's hands as if it were something they'd also grown accustomed to. Before we could fully comprehend what was going on, the melon was gone and the raccoons scuttled back into the tree line. Some time passed as we lay on the beach and listened to the waves wash up and recede back off the sand at our feet. When we grew tired and hungry, we climbed back onto our boards and let the current carry us back towards the coast. Just before we landed back at the marina, we turned to look at the island and wonder at what we had just experienced. Even on a private tropical island, raccoons will always find a way to haunt us Midwesterners.